Now that we have the whistle, we need to do a lot of backtracking. But first things first, I just used the jump spell because I want to be able to reach the Iron Knuckles statue here in the corner of this room, because it holds a red magic jar. The reason I didn't get this magic jar before I fought the Iron Knuckle was because I was anticipating that I was going to lose some health, and now that I got it afterwards, I have close to full health along with a good amount of magic. We want to backtrack to the east, and this is that one room with the wolf heads and the sorcerers, and it could be rather difficult. You could use your jump spell to get on top of the blocks. That's one good method, because then the sorcerers won't be a problem. But eventually just make your way back to the elevator, head up the elevator, and now we want to backtrack to the west. We've been through this whole area before. You could just pass up these sorcerers, they're kind of annoying. Walk through the wall and continue heading to the west. This next room had multiple bubbles as well as multiple sorcerers. I suppose you could kill them if you really want the experience points. I have 2100 right now and I need to get to 4000. I want to get to 4000 after beating the boss, so I can upgrade once and then upgrade a second time. So there's a lot of sections coming up in this dungeon that are completely optional. And I'm actually going to be going to these sections because I want to upgrade. Heading back to the elevator here, we can actually head up if we want to go through the main quest pretty much and just go straight to the boss. However, if we head down, there is no keys here, there is no point bags. It's just specifically for leveling up. If you want to fight some extra enemies, there's a couple Iron Knuckles here. In particular, there's these red Iron Knuckles who, they are rather easy to defeat in my opinion, and you get 100 experience points for defeating each one. So I'm slowly but surely gonna build my way up to the 4000 mark, and since there's 3 Iron Knuckles here, that adds 300 points to my experience. And that's all there is to it. There really is nothing in this area. You don't need to come here at all. It's completely optional. I just wanted those extra 300 points. You could also fight these dragon heads, Medusa head thingies, if you want to, but they're too annoying in my opinion. If you head to the west portion here, you'll notice there's one of these gum or mace throwers. I suppose that's the better name. And this path is also optional, but it leads to a point bag. Just continue heading to the west here, and you'll notice there's a bubble which is protecting the point bag. And this point bag contains 200 points, and this bubble actually moves incredibly fast. So, because it's narrow at the bottom there, it's a good target so that when it comes out, you can easily use your down thrust. And as you can tell, just like that, I went from 2000 to 2700 experience points going through those two areas. Now we want to finally head back up this elevator, and we were at this area before, but now we can continue to the west. There's a couple bubbles here, and there's those droplets. You can avoid the droplets. I'm killing the bubbles just because I'm, like I said, close to the upgrade and I want to get the upgrade. So continue along to the west, and you'll notice there's another one of these mace throwers, and I just avoided it for now because I will come back to it if I need the extra experience points. This area you actually have to go to. This is not one of the optional ones, and there's a point back here. It's only worth 50 points, which is kind of annoying at this point, but this is not just optional experience points. We actually need a key that's in this area. So continue along to the west, and we have one of these annoying blue Iron Knuckles. Luckily, this is actually it's not that tall of an area, so the jump slash attack works pretty well. Unfortunately, I'm still taking quite a bit of hits here. I use the shield spell anyway, though, because it's still rather difficult. There is a red Iron Knuckle up there. You can kill him if you'd like. I'm passing him up. Since I've played this game multiple times, I know I'm in a position that calculating the experience points, I'm easily going to be able to get to that 4,000 because I did all that extra stuff earlier. So I'm not killing every last enemy here. Just continue progressing along to the right. Sometimes when the sorcerers are in your way, I just move to the left, trigger them to appear there, and then move to the right. If you make your way to the left, this area is exactly like an area we just was at, pretty much. There's bubbles and there's these blocks to break. I'm going to go ahead and kill this bubble using the downward thrust. It's an easier enemy to kill. And then I'm going to continue progressing to the west. Here there's another red iron knuckle and the bubble, so I can get rid of these guys just like before. And that's an extra 100 points for the iron knuckle and another 50 for the bubble. And here is a points bag, and this is another 200. So I'm up to the 3,400 points. And here's another bubble. I'm just going to let this one go because it's not really important. And finally, you can head up the elevator, and this is in the direction of the boss of the dungeon. And here, there's a couple iron knuckles that protect basically the entrance to the boss. So, including a blue iron knuckle. And I'm running a little bit low on both health and magic, so I just want to be careful, and I use the shield spell. I use a cool trick here. I use the downward thrust and then jump over him, because it's a low ceiling, and then on my way down I slash, so it gets like multiple hits. I'm on my last leg in terms of life, and I am right at the boss, so this is going to be a bit of a challenge. I used the jump spell. If I had enough magic I would use the shield spell, but here is the dungeon boss Guma, and he has like a ball and chain that he tosses at you, and as soon as you get close enough he'll slash the chain at you. And I use the jump spell because it's easier to avoid it this way. And this is one of the bosses where if you know what you're doing and you have experience, you can easily beat him without getting touched once, because it's very repetitive. There really is not much to it at all, and you just go in, slash, jump away. I'm making it look a little easier than it really is, and because I'm so low on life, I'm actually playing a little more conservative than I normally would. So that's why I'm not getting too close to him, because I'm pretty much one hit away from being defeated. One thing I find annoying is if he goes too far to the right, you can't actually hit him, so you have to trigger him to come to the left a little bit. Eventually he'll give me 500 experience points, which will allow me to upgrade to the final life number 8, which is the highest level. I can get the key, head to the right, I can place the crystal in the statue, and this will fill up my life and magic. And additionally, this will upgrade me to 5,000 experience points, which will allow me to upgrade to the level 7 sword, meaning I only have 2 upgrades left. And that'll do it for Chapter 5, so just walk to the right, exit, and see you guys later. Join me for Chapter 6.